In this video, we'll take a look at the steps required to adjust the time clock entries for the employees that clock in and out inside of Control. To adjust the entries, we'll click on Tools at the top, we'll come down to Utilities, and click on Adjust Time Clock Entries. Once in this screen, we'll select the relevant employee. In this case, perhaps it's John Smith. And we'll see that we get a list of his most recent time cards. If you need to go back further into the past, simply click on the date that you need to look at, and that time card will be loaded for that specific date. In this case, let's say for this example, perhaps John really got in at 7 a.m. on Friday, however forgot to clock in until 7:30 as it's noted here. To correct this, we'll simply select the time card, then click the edit button on the right, and now we'll be in an edit mode and we'll be able to change this information. To tell you a little bit about this window, at the very top here, this is called the master time card entry. It basically controls the master time for the clock in and the master time for the clock out. Down at the bottom here, in the middle section anyway, we've got a basic listing of the different detail time cards for the specific day. In this case, it looks like from 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. John was working in a customer service station, and then from 12 to 1:15 he was actually at lunch, and then if we click on the next detail card, from 1:15 to 5 p.m. he was working in a general administration type of status. To correct or modify any of the entries here, you simply click on the detail time card and adjust the information down below it. Now in this case, I actually want to adjust the overall start time for the day. So in order to do that, what I actually need to do is come back up to the master area, specify the time. Since the master area contains the full scope of the time that they clocked in to when they clocked out, and the detail records are really just the detail of the individual times within that master slot. So the first step is to set it from 7:30 to 7 a.m. Once I've done that, you'll notice I've got a little gap here of available time that I can use or create a detailed time card for. In this case, let's just assume that John was working in a customer service station at that particular time from 7 to 7:30, the difference that we were looking at there. So to correct that, I'll simply click down below in the current start date time, and I'll change it from 7:30 to 7 a.m. And we'll see when I tab out of that field that the bar here for the customer service expands. So now I've got a full bar for the entire time that he was working. If you need to make additional adjustments to other stations, you can do so the same way that we've done for customer service. Once you've finished modifying your time card, simply click the Save button on the right. And that completes the steps for modifying an existing time card. If you find you need to create a brand new time card, we'll take a look at those steps now. And to do so, we'll first click on New Master Time Card. Select our start date and time. In this case, let's assume that maybe it's Tuesday, April 29th. And the start time is 8 a.m. This time card is closed. And maybe a clock out time of 5 p.m. Now we have the master information or master time card clock in and clock out date specified, but I don't have any details here as we see. In this case, maybe I'm not interested in tracking the additional details, perhaps just as lunchtime. In that case, I'll click on New Detailed Time Card, select the status from the list. In this case, I'm looking for lunch. I'll select that. Whatever the start time was for lunch, perhaps it was 12 p.m. and the end time for that lunch, 1 p.m. Once I've specified that start and end date, I'll go ahead and hit the Save button, and we'll see now that I've actually created that new time card with a master time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with one detailed of a unpaid lunch session ranging from 12 to 1 p.m. And you can repeat those same types of steps to create new time cards or new details within a specific master time card. And that completes the review of editing time card entries in the system.